Evening, everyone. I want to thank everyone for coming out this evening. We are now going to call this meeting to order. Time is now 7:03. I want to thank everybody for coming out to this meeting of the Public Safety Committee for Brooklyn Community Board 9. At this time, if I could ask would the members of the committee please just give us your name.
My name is Patrick Wiseman. I'm a resident community board member.
Good evening, my name is Joanna Carr. I'm a committee resident member and I'm also a board member, CB9.
Good evening, I'm Marcy Maxwell, board member.
Good evening, Fred Baptiste, board member, chair of the committee as well.
Mark LaVonna Gordon, resident member.
Okay, thank you very much for that. And with that, we have established we have a quorum. At this time, we are going to waive the reading of the rules of order. The only thing simply, rules of order, first of all, are posted on the CB9 website, if anybody wishes to look at that. The only thing we ask is that this is a community where we want to be able to come and discuss problems and issues, but we always ask that to be done in a respectful manner, understanding that there will be differences invariably. But it's those conversations that'll help us to get to better places and developing solutions that benefit all of us in the community. Okay, so we are now going to go to item number 4, which is the approval of the October committee minutes. Members, the minutes for last month are included as part of the package. Has everybody had an opportunity to review?
Yeah.
Okay. I just want to note one change in the minutes. On the top for attendance for board members, member Eve Hobby Cohen is listed twice. She's listed as present and absent. She was absent, so we're going to make that correction. Are there any other changes required to the minutes? Yes.
Also, I was listed as an attendance, absent.
Okay.
Or was I present because I was at the workshop, doing this Zoom workshop.
We're doing
So I
the,
wasn't physically.
all right, unfortunately, we have to,
Yeah, I addressed that with
Okay.
Caroline Church.
perfect, okay. All right, so we'll take it off the attendance for the present, but we understand who you are, so that's excused. So that's okay.
Hey, hi.
How you doing?
Signing outside.
Okay, we got a note for the record as well. We have Ms. Moshkin here as well, board member. And we'll give her a second actually to come in as well. Are there any other changes, requests for minutes?
Okay.
Here's a packet. Right now, we're up to item 4, which is approving the minutes. Do you want a second just to review? So far, we've just done a couple of text changes. And the next page is the minutes. If you want to do that. Okay, so while you're doing that, let me just do this. So we do not have a representative from NYPD or FDNY for this evening, but we are definitely trying to engage them and make sure that they're trying to get more regular reporting. I wanted to say it was really good to have FDNY here. I think they gave a lot of good information last month, which was very good. And especially, I think I just want to make the public service announcement. One of the things they talked about was fire safety. With respect to now that we're going into the colder months, we have the issues with the appliances, space heaters, lights, candles, and all that. So there's resources that they've been publishing on the FDNY site, but also provided to us as well. And if you're not already on there, CB9 has an e-blast where we put all the announcements out on a weekly basis in terms of if there's information from various agencies, from elected officials, community-based organizations as well. So they have an opportunity to put that on the blast and get that up to the community. Okay? All right.
The only thing I want to add to that is that they're giving out free fire detectors.
Yes.
So if you go on their website, it's free fire detectors.
Absolutely. So I think they might even have cards up in the front for anyone, but it's also listed in the minutes as well as a link there as well for anyone who wishes to go. Okay. Ms. Moshkin, have you had an opportunity to review? Is there any quick changes?
Everything looks exactly like how I remember.
Okay. So with that, is there any objection to adopting these minutes by common consent?
No.
So minutes adopted by common consent. Thank you very much. All right, so this is going to bring us into item number 7, which was our New York State Liquor Authority application review. so at this time, we have on the agenda, WHP Brooklyn LLC at 259 Rogers Avenue, across from the President Carroll Streets. This is for a new wine, beer, and cider license. Is there an applicant here?
Yes.
Okay, if you just come to the
Would you
front
like a
of it.
packet?
If you have, sure.
You have it, Chris.
So where you want me to stand?
If you stand like right by the sign.
Right here?
Yep.
Alright. So my name's Robert Hull, I'm with Michael Kelly Inc. I'm here with the owner, Josiah. This is an application for a wine license for WHP BK LLC, DBA Wizard Hat Pizza, located at 259 Rogers Avenue between Carroll Street and President Street. Our hours of operation will be 12 p.m. to 7 a.m. 12 p.m. to 12 a.m. 7 days a week. We will be operating a pizzeria with 11 tables, 24 seats, and a 4-seat bar. We will have a backyard with 12 tables and 24 seats that will be closing at 10. And we will have background music, just a little background, and I'll let Josiah talk more about it. He's been in the pizza industry for 15 years, working in multiple restaurants, doing different things. And he wants to bring all his experience to this area to open up a nice little pizza place where he can have some wine and beer. And if you have any other questions, feel free to ask.
All right, did you want to make any comments as well, or?
Yeah, I guess as Rob said, it's a pizza restaurant. We're just looking for wine and beer. It's mostly focused about the food. That is certainly what we're going for. We have a good takeout community, so it'll be like a lot of takeout. We also have small, but considerable dining room, so there will be dine-in. But takeout is definitely a big part of the business. I've always worked in restaurants, like food is definitely my passion. Our business is certainly not about nightlife and alcohol. However, wine and beer with dinner is definitely enjoyed, and it's something that we do want to be able to offer. I have a lot of experience working in restaurants. That's what I've done since I was 15, 32 now. I started as a dishwasher, so I have a lot of different experiences, and it's been a long-term goal of mine to open a business. I started Wizard Hat Pizza. I don't know if anyone might have heard about it. I was doing it for about 4 years on Rogers, a little more south. 3 years at a friend's bar and restaurant doing a food program. Then another year out of a bakery space only doing takeout. And it definitely served the local community in that area a lot. Especially like the takeout piece was a huge thing for that area. And yeah, as we got ready to look at opening a brick and mortar, I kind of knew I always wanted to stay relatively close. I didn't want to go to a different neighborhood. We did consider it just because there was a couple options, but staying around here and being part of this community was a conscious choice. So yeah, that's what we're looking at over there. We do have a backyard, and we plan on using that in like an appropriate manner, nothing wild or disruptive to our local neighbors. So I've been getting to meet on either side and up and down the block more and more. So yeah, I don't know if anyone has any more questions. I don't want to take up too much time.
No, not a problem. Well, thank you very much for the presentation.
Sure.
We'll just go around, we'll let the committee ask if there's any questions. Mr. Wiseman, do you have any questions?
The only thing I noticed was you were in the middle of two churches.
Yep.
Did you meet up with these people, or everything's okay with that?
Yeah, I've spoken with, I cannot remember his name, but one of the pastors directly, and then I've spoken with some of the family on the left side. Obviously I don't have like a formal letter of support from them, but I have gotten to know them a little bit and trying to more, and they seem genuinely excited about having pizza there.
Any other questions?
You said it's mostly takeout, but do you have tables inside?
Yep, yeah, so, there was one year that it was only takeout, but the long-term vision has been to be like more of a sit-down restaurant, and then this takeout piece is, they work in tandem, but it's a big part of our business. We have like a system where you could order in person for takeout, but you can also place an order ahead online for a specific time. So the takeout process is very fluid, because basically we only take as many orders on that system that we can consistently, at a good pace, keep up with. So people show up, their pizza's, if not ready, within a few minutes, barring a disaster as well.
Okay, and then you said you have a backyard too.
Yes.
So in the summertime, we have tables in the backyard?
Yep, yeah, we plan to have some tables out there, and then obviously closing that at an appropriate hour and making sure that we're not being disruptive, of course, but yeah, that was a big part of the space,
Okay,
was the backyard.
thank you.
Just one technical issue and then a question, you just need to click on the application.
Okay.
And then my other question is, you said you're gonna have 10 employees to start, and that you plan to hire residents from the immediate neighborhood, how do you plan on doing that?
So historically, I've gotten a lot of people just from the neighborhood come and ask if we need help and stuff. And then some of my friends or people that became friends that I've worked with in the past live locally. So a lot of our staff has been local residents. I've had a small staff, so that's been a good way of, you know, the way that we grew and kind of developed all of it. Was done pretty mindfully, so yeah, I try to also make sure that people that work with us are, you know, people that, you know, we trust, that we want to have around, that are there for the right reasons, you know, people that care about the food that we're making. And yeah, I try not to ever make an irrational decision hiring or just hire someone because we need someone, you know. Sometimes you might need someone, but I wouldn't just hire someone because they need someone that night, you know. So I just try to be thoughtful about that process, I guess.
He's working. This is working.
No questions?
As much.
Okay, do you have another store that's in operation now, or that's closed and that this is gonna be your only one?
So I don't have another one right now. As I said, I was operating a little bit south, but that was at my friend had a restaurant and a bar, so I was doing the food for one side.
Right,
And then the takeout thing was someone had the space, and we basically like borrowed it for 1 year. And then once I found my business partners, and it looked like, okay, we're gonna do a brick and mortar, and that was gonna be a more involved,
right,
you know, this is my first construction project, doing a restaurant on this level from start to finish, especially with a gut renovation. So at that point, speaking of my business partners, this is Matt. And so at that point, I put that project on pause, and then we focused on what's happening now. So this will be the first brick and mortar that's kind of more permanent space.
what was it previously?
So there was some, I think during the pandemic, from what I gathered, it looked kind of like it was a sort of event space, kind of private event space with some sort of food operation or party thing happening.
They had like a sink and a little setup.
Yeah.
It
But
was
not a
like a
restaurant.
small, it was a small restaurant, we ended up looking
Yeah.
into it more, it was a small restaurant, to be what it was exactly, not 100% sure, but then it went, for a few years with nobody in it.
Right,
Yeah.
it's in need of gut renovation. So what concerns me greatly is the proximity to the churches on each side. So it's physically smack in the middle of both of them. So I came to visit, it was nighttime, and it was during the week. So I assume that as you've been doing renovations, you've been there every day and different days of the week. When are they in operation? Both
The
of
church?
these?
The
Yeah.
one to the south, we've seen in operation on
yeah.
weekends, and that's it. The one to the north,
Right,
yeah, I haven't seen anything. And I think you've
I think
spoken.
for me there was one random like weekday that I heard some music in there,
right.
and then one Saturday morning.
Cause I called them up, but they have a number on their sign, that number's disconnected.
Yeah,
Okay, but this one here, so. this
that's the one
That's
that
the
I've
one.
met more.
Right, we spoke to
That
Pastor
seemed
there.
like that was more, yeah, but, Fred, our
Yes.
chairman, did inform me that because there is another commercial tenant upstairs, you hit the jackpot.
Right.
Yeah.
You can't, okay? So that's why I was wondering if you noticed on the other side, if they were ever open
Yeah, I
at
don't,
all, you know, or if it's just a weekend, just a Sunday, or just not even,
I've seen people go into like the more residential part upstairs.
right.
But yeah, I haven't seen anyone in the actual space there.
I'm just curious.
yeah, that's the one that I heard music from once on,
Right.
Monday, but I'm not
Right,
sure if
so
it
you've
was
been
his
there,
church
like,
service or.
What, how long renovating?
Since about March or April, we're just kind of doing the pre-work right now because we're looking to file the drawings in the
Have
next
you
week.
seen at all a congregation come into either storefront?
On the right side,
Yeah.
I've seen some, but not like super. I'm not there like every
Right.
church hours.
We did meet the pastor
I've
there
seen
though, and he was very
some.
excited about
Yeah.
it. So,
Pastor
Smell
Figueroa.
pizza's
Yeah.
great, it's best smell possible.
yeah.
And I know it's different, but at the takeout one, there was several churches around there, and there it was only takeout, so we didn't have anything like this. But the churches were very excited about the pizza, and we would make them pizzas, and
Okay,
We're only looking for wine like they serve as well.
right.
Yeah, I recommend it. Talk to them, On days they do have services, bring them some pies. You know what? The congregation will love it. People will love it. It helps the community. And who doesn't like pizza?
Just back up.
So Fred, could you just explain, you said that because it's a commercial upstairs?
Right, so the rule is that it has to be a standalone church.
Okay,
So, if it's a church front, if it's a storefront church, but there's another, there's apartments on top, or there's another business on top, that doesn't qualify.
Yeah, they consider it not a bona fide church because it's not a standalone church. If they have any storefronts or anything that are connected, then it could, even though it is technically a church, it's not a church. It's
Right, also seems part of the regulations are if it's only weekends, if it's not running, any kind of programming all week long, then it's also a different kind of category.
And wasn't that for full liquor if they're a standalone church?
no, it's all.
I don't
Oh,
know,
I thought it was-
think they
yeah.
made
Oh,
it
okay, I
up.
thought that
So there's
Yeah,
the 200-foot rule
Right.
with alcohol where
yeah,
wine, you don't have to have that 200 feet, but with alcohol, you have to have the 200 feet, or you have to prove that it's not a bona fide church. It's,
so the church to the left, I'm
So
assuming,
is
is
Mia
there,
available? Mia?
Yes.
Mia's in the front.
She should be supposed to.
Is this the congregation for the dispensary on Union Street?
Well, this is the public safety committee
Yeah,
meeting, yes.
Yeah, this is the committee.
Okay, I'd like to join this.
Sure, please.
Thank you so much.
so the one to the left also has commercial as well?
Right, yeah, it's,
Both?
it's more
Both of them?
residential.
Yeah, you can't really see it, it's over here,
Yeah.
but the sign was extremely old, and when I called the number on the sign, it said it's disconnected.
Okay,
Whereas when we drove by and walked around, this one had a light on, right?
Yeah,
It had a light
This
on.
one had a light on.
But weird.
and this is the one that you spoke to?
Yeah, this one is the active one, it's just a
Correct.
storefront.
we've met them several times.
And it's just background music, right?
Yeah, we're not
For the
doing
residents
events
upstairs?
or mostly just music for the restaurant.
Okay, Chris.
And we have like soundproofing that we're doing.
What kind of sound
Inside.
effects?
Insulation. Matt's an architect, so actually I'm gonna let him.
Yeah, please, because there's people upstairs, so.
Right, so yeah, we have double bat insulation, 2 layers of 5/8 inch sheetrock on the ceilings, so we're above the STC requirements for,
Yes, the sheet rock, installation, okay.
So what about the backyard though? So are you gonna play music in the backyard?
no.
yeah, that's gonna be just a
The lawyer
casual.
has that, the lawyer has that.
Yeah, it's just gonna be a casual, yeah,
Conversation?
Yes,
Yeah.
no music outside.
right.
Thank
That's
you.
against the law,
Yeah.
and you will get a very hefty fine for it.
Thank you.
No punk rock shows.
Yeah, no bands playing.
No, it's just you don't want,
No,
Yeah,
we're,
you don't
we're
want
not, we're not
anyone
looking
going
to
311,
aggravate.
that's like-
And I did
We're
make
not
a
looking-
recommendation to them because not a lot of people do know this and doing this, I know. I did recommend they talk to the neighbors about trash pickup.
Okay.
maybe coordinate with the same companies because no one wants to have 8 different trucks showing up on the same block. So talk to the neighbors and definitely try and see who they use. It will help the community.
That's
It'll
appreciated.
help everybody.
That's appreciated. Okay. Ms. Cohen, do you have any other questions?
No, I think I'm good. I'm always worried, just, what time are you closing?
We plan on operating till 10, I would say.
But we're asking for 12. 7 days a week, but
7 days a week.
yeah, just in
12
case,
p.m.
like
to 10.
New Year's they want to stay open a little longer or
You know, holiday,
But-
holiday.
Yeah, but as far as like my operating hours, historically I stop at 10.
Then they're still cleaning up, so there still will be employees.
Yeah, in the past I've done 5 to 10 for
I'm
dinner,
not
and then on the
happy
weekends
I'm not
lunch
happy
from
Monday,
noon
Thursday
to
till
4 or
12. We
something.
discussed this many times already. I'm not happy because 12 is not 12, it's 1 a.m. till everyone gets out, till it's closed, till everything's finished.
No, but he was just saying they plan to stop the serving operation at 10 and
Yeah,
then
but when
service
they write
staff.
12, then that's what they can do. And that's why it's written here.
what
So
about
let it be noted that,
what about 11 then? On
it's weekdays and there's people upstairs, they're all around you upstairs, people with kids, people that work in the morning, people this, so like,
Is it possible to
It's a
say
lot.
10 on weekdays and 12 on
And
weekends?
7 days a week.
that's
I
what
have
I'm
an issue with the 7
yeah,
days a
yeah,
week.
that's okay.
12 a.m. to
Weekends
12
where
a.m.,
people
7 days a
know,
week.
weekends you're gonna be open later, it's weekend, they can sleep the
I
next day
think
in.
we're completely amenable to, 10 PM on weekdays and 12 on weekends.
All right,
as long as you
Yeah.
guys are okay with it and the board is okay with it.
We would be much more comfortable, cause when we
The
present.
weekends mean Friday, Saturday, obviously not Sunday.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you why also, because when we present, we vote and then we present it to the general board. And a lot of people in general board are not happy when they hear these hours. And I kind of agree with them, but sometimes it passes along because we wanna help the businesses. But then they get really disturbed about the hours. It's been a big subject for us.
I understand that.
So if you wanna like, oh, everybody's happy,
Yeah,
if you do the 10 p.m. like during the week and then 12, then you got everybody happy on the board.
yeah,
Not
I want
only
everyone to be
us, but
happy. And
everybody.
just to reiterate, like this, I think we've all agreed on our side here. Like this is very much about the food. That's what we're going for. We're not trying to be a bar. That's also why we're not.
Right.
We're fine, more than fine without full alcohol.
Right, we're not looking at a
It's
slice
not
shop
wine,
with
yeah.
people coming in and out, we wanna have, a nice high-end sit-down.
It goes good with pizza.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like our plan isn't to say we're doing this, then all of a sudden we're a late night spot. Like I don't want to do
Right.
that with
Yeah, better
my
right.
Right, but
energy and
right,
my
but we
business.
have that, we
Yeah,
had it in
I'm
the
sure.
past, so that's why whatever's written here is really like important for us.
Yeah,
So, all right, so just to make sure that we're for the record, so you're saying you're good with Monday through Thursday, 10 p.m. and Fridays and Saturdays, 12 o'clock stop?
that's
Yep.
seems very fair.
Absolutely.
Can we still keep the outdoor hours till 10 p.m.?
Is there any objection?
You're saying there's no music outdoors, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, street
Will
dining.
not be no music.
Okay, you're saying no music outdoors.
And obviously this time of year they're not going to be using the backyard.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
No one's going to
probably
want to sit
next year.
outside unless they're an Eskimo.
No playoffs coming in.
Yeah, true.
All right, okay,
I have one more question.
yes.
When do you estimate you'll be open?
We're hoping for mid-January, but these things often take a little longer than anticipated, but that's our goal.
Okay, thank you.
It's the contractor
Architect,
talking, I'll say, please
I
talk.
keep the contractors in line.
Oh, okay, 'cause I'm like, they always say certain date, no, it's not that date, okay. I hate to say that to you,
No. We've been
You know, if you've done any kind of work
Pushing
in your
on.
house or anywhere, you know, it's never the
My job is to advocate for the client above the contract, or against the
Okay.
contractors.
Okay, sounds good. All right,
Okay,
because you're paying rent, so we're for you to start opening whenever you can.
Hey, we're excited.
all right, any other questions from the committee? All right, so this time I will entertain a motion to send for the board to send a letter of no objection to the State Liquor Authority with the stipulation that the hours will be modified from Monday through Thursday, closing time at 10 p.m. weekday, and from Friday and Saturday, closing time at 12 p.m.
That's good.
Do I have a motion?
I'm sorry, can you say
Yes,
those
yes.
hours again just so I can make sure I have everything down?
Sure. 10 p.m. closed Monday through Thursday, and at 12 a.m. closed on Friday and Saturday.
Okay.
Yes, a motion.
All right, it's moved by Member Cohen. Do I have a second?
A second.
I have a second by Member Maxwell. All right, it's been moved and seconded. Any questions, any other debate? Okay, hearing none, is there any objection to adopting this by common consent?
No,
Hearing no objections, the recommendation of this committee is forwarded to the board with a recommendation of no objection as stipulated.
Thank you so much.
Wonderful.
All right,
Thank
so in
you
terms
all.
of next steps, this is going to go to the executive committee next week. It'll come before the full board at our next board meeting.
Okay.
I'll have to look at the calendar, I believe it's the 20th. Next week.
There was a smart question about the back, because the back is.
Is that the restaurant?
Next week, next week, at PS 161 right over here on Crown Street.
Great.
Okay, so we're just gonna ask you to come to that meeting.
Yeah,
You'll
you
just
have
give
to
a
come
brief
to that
introduction.
meeting.
Yes.
So 330 Crown Street
Mhm.
at 6:30?
6:30 PM.
yeah,
Okay.
PS 160.
Okay. All right, so.
And it's on the
also-
20th.
I'm sorry, yes.
Next
week.
But the office will touch base with you and they'll remind you and everything, so.
Yeah.
And that'll be it.
Yeah, you'll probably end up emailing Michael about it, and we'll keep in touch. Oh, and did you want us to make corrections on this?
If you could, yes.
Yeah.
Make the corrections and
Yes,
send that.
yes.
Yeah, I know you make the correction on time, and we didn't mark the new application, so we'll put that as well.
Okay.
All right?
All right, then, so thank you very much.
It's the general meeting and everybody takes, so it's good.
Okay. How many copies do you guys usually like for that?
You don't even worry about that, just send that to the board office will take it.
Yeah.
Okay.
We'll make-
Who has a question?
Quick question for next Thursday. Is it okay if just our attorney is there? Because I actually booked that night and Josiah's working that night. But we definitely, we might be able to get one of our other partners in, but we just want to know what.
Or I can probably.
As long as there's a representative.
Okay,
Okay.
Yeah, we could be
Someone
great.
representing you.
Thank you so
You
much.
gotta be there.
I'm gonna try.
No, that's
Yeah,
fine.
He's
Not
gonna
late.
be like you, in other words, he's you.
Yeah.
That's it.
As long as everybody's in agreement on everything, we're happy.
Okay. All right then.
All right, thank you so much.
Okay, thank you very
Thank you
much.
so
So, you have to stay for the rest of the meeting too. No, thank you
I
very much.
just unlocked my dogs and I left them loose for the first time because they've been cooped up all day, so I'm a little.
Yeah, they won't know what's going on.
It's okay, we're good, so we'll see you next month.
All right, thank you so
Thank
much.
you all. Wonderful night.
Have a great day.
Eight pies or just small size? or
Full
big ones?
pies and then we have one
They've been-
smaller deep
yeah.
dish.
My husband and I had a pizza shop for 15 years.
Oh, cool.
So, yeah, no, it's not cool.
Yeah, when I left work, I can't remember the chef and place I work at. I was there and he'd be like, oh, I'm gonna go to your committee board meeting or whatever, and I was like, well, we're looking up I was corner, I'm gonna open a restaurant.
We'll come visit. We'll come
All right.
Yes, we'll be right over there.
visit. Okay.
All right, thanks guys.
So at this time, item B is an application for Zurali, located at 731 Flatbush Avenue, Parkside, Coast Streets, Parkside, and Clarkson Avenues, for new liquor, wine, beer, and cider license with a temporary retail permit. Do we have a representative here from Zurali's? Hold on for a second, okay? All right. So, at this point, I would ask for the committee, my recommendation to the committee is that we table this till next month. Is there any objection?
No.
All right, so we're gonna table that application. The district office will contact the applicant and remind them that they need to come. All right, next, we're gonna go to the OCM applications. First, so now let me ask, do we have a representative from Rise Garden Convenience LLC located at 1211 Nostrand Avenue? Do we have a representative this evening? Okay, I do not hear a representative from Rise Garden.
That's the good.
Do we have a representative from Don Resources Unlimited LLC at 1216 Union Street?
Reese and she was here last.
Now, this is, you're looking for the representative. Are you looking to hear from the residents of that area?
I'm gonna get to that in one moment.
Okay, thank you.
All right, so now with these two applications, this is the second time they've been, they were both tabled last month. We told them to come back in for this month. So one of the things we talked about as a committee is if they're not going to show, it's important for us to make sure that we send a message to the OCM, or whoever the governing authority is, that we can't be in favor of the application, especially if they're not even gonna come to the committee meeting. So I'm gonna put a motion on the floor in a moment to table, but since we do have residents here, were there any specific comments you had with respect to these applications?
We wanted to, I think, give testimony with regard to the 1216 Union Street application.
Okay, we can do that at this time if you'd like to say a few words.
Okay. Is it okay if I start, guys?
Please,
Great.
Oh, yeah.
Mark's also on record.
Oh, Marcus.
My name is Hart Uhl. I'm here in my capacity as Vice President of the Union Street Block Association. This is the block association for the block just right here, between Rogers and Nostrand on Union Street. So the same block as the address for this potential dispensary. I think my fellow neighbors might want to speak a little bit on their being in favor of the dispensary or not, but if it's in order, I just wanted to flag one ongoing public safety issue in direct proximity to this potential dispensary, which I think is relevant to the overall application. That's been a very high concern for members of the block for a long time. I won't spend too much time on it, but just wanted to share that with the committee so you're aware of it and maybe ask for the committee's guidance a little bit on the issue too.
Sure.
So directly across from the address in question is the back of a property that's main address is on Eastern Parkway. It's 530 Eastern Parkway. This is the Philadelphia Church of Universal Brotherhood, and also the historic Camino Theater. I think we're probably all familiar with it. It's that building with the incredible facade, Egyptian tiles on the building. The entire back of that property for a number of years has had a sidewalk shed covering the sidewalk. This is a currently, to my knowledge, non-permitted shed that has been the source of many public safety issues on the block that have been concerning our residents. The list, just as a quick summary, of course, almost constant littering, constant public urination and defecation under this shed, certainly drug use of various types, loitering of various types, lewd and indecent acts under this shed that we've been encountering for a number of years, and trespassing. So most recently, there has been trespassing onto the property of the church itself. I know the police were called, there was some theft and other things happening in the church, but also more concerning, well, equally concerning to us is that the property, because it's not secured, individuals trespass on the property and then use the stairwell on the back of the property to potentially access our houses along the block, actually. The combination of the shed and the rear stairwell.
The stairwell is toward the church.
There is a rear stairwell that has sort of over access to the shed and easy access to the row houses that directly abut the property.
What would that be on Union Street? What number? I'm looking at.
It's directly across from 1216. So is it in the? It'd be an odd number
Have you ever
block.
brought up this problem before? I mean,
Not before this committee. We just were aware of the public safety committee actually today, so we came as soon as we could actually to start to.
But
talk about
also,
this.
when I came in, I asked for Mia, and Michael Corley has been dealing with Mia. So this has been going on for a while, and that's why I asked for Mia. So it has been addressed for quite a long time.
so how long has that shed been there?
It's been there more than 4 or 5 years.
Yes, it's been off and on over the years. I've been a resident for 6 years, but some have been here for many decades and longer.
What
And
do you mean off
it's,
and on?
so you're only allowed a permit for a sidewalk shed for 1 year. So I believe that sometimes the church does attempt to sort of honor some of these DOB timelines. They'll bring it down for some time, and then they'll maybe reapply for a term for permit and bring it back. The purpose of the shed, we believe, though we're not positive, is because the brick facade of the building does need renovation and repointing and repair. And so the shed is there to prevent bricks from being a liability issue with pedestrians.
So it's, I'm sorry to cut you
Yes.
off, so it's not really a shed, you're talking about scaffold.
I am, yes.
Sidewalk.
Sorry, we
Call the shed.
can refer to it, yes,
Okay,
as a
I just
scaffold. Yeah,
wanna make sure
it's also referred to as a
something-
sidewalk shed, but it's scaffolding.
Well, is it a
intended
shed
to-
or is scaffolding?
Scaffolding.
So I think
Right.
It's a
that,
scaffolding and shed. If you go over there, you'll see it. It's what they put up.
so it's not a tool shed, I'm so sorry, it's not a tool shed.
Yeah,
and
we're
like it's-
getting this idea of like this enclosed kind of,
No,
but it's
no.
not.
So
Sir,
if you
is this what you?
that is on the side in question. I'm talking about the other side of the road.
Oh, the other side, okay.
Yes.
So that's opposite side.
Yes,
Okay.
yes, not the opposite side of the property, on the same side of the road, I mean, on the other side of the road.
So it's not enclosed.
It's not enclosed.
It's not enclosed, sorry, and I thought what the DOB refers to this as a sidewalk shed, but it is
Okay,
scaffolding.
gotcha.
I apologize, it's not,
It's DOB refers to it as a sidewalk shed, but we all call it scaffolding.
Okay,
There you
gotcha.
go.
We all call it scaffolding.
Right.
alright, so I'll call it scaffolding from now on.
I'm glad you
No,
said
no.
scaffolding, because now I'm picturing something
Yes.
completely
Right,
different.
it just-
Right.
I was like,
Right.
oh, this enclosed thing,
Right.
and what's
No, it's
going
not.
on inside.
Gotta open
Yeah.
the door and go in.
I have the
No, no.
picture.
Can I
That's
just-
for the
So it comes
sidewalk.
down, so the scaffolding comes down every once in a while, but then they put it back up.
Correct,
Yeah, we know
the
that.
permit should be for just 1 year, it's, this current iteration has been for 2 years,
Excuse me,
so it's no longer permanent.
sir. Excuse me. Can I see?
Oh, sure, sorry.
Oh, okay.
So
So-
it's along the whole area.
Yes, and so this is an area that many people loiter in because it's a shelter, right? So many people loiter in this area, which would maybe be okay if there weren't many other negative activities going on in conjunction with that.
So are they standing on, are you saying if they stand on top of the scaffolding or shed, whatever you wanna call it, then they can have access to your homes?
Yes, I am. I'm saying that the shed is situated in such a way that you can trespass onto the neighboring townhouse, climb up on their porch, and then maybe get up onto the scaffolding and then access the church. Also, the church has a metal gates, but
I have it
they're
in the video.
broken and have a hole in them. You can see an individual trespassing in this
Yeah.
video, actually. Um,
Alright, so
and there's a hole. So maybe to bring it home, we just say that already in direct proximity to this potential dispensary, there is a lot of sort of activity that's been negative and a public safety concern. I'll just add one thing, which is also after school, when the local high school is out, many children come and hang out in this area because there's the wing shop right next door where they have food, but they also hang out underneath the shed. So there's a little bit of an intersection of a few overlapping issues here, including not limited to many children hanging out in direct proximity to this dispensary too.
So when the church puts back up the scaffolding, do you see any kind of construction going
Well,
on?
let me interrupt for a moment, Harlan. I've never seen the scaffolding or shed, whatever you wanna call it, come down and go up. It has stayed there for the 4 or 5 years that it has been up.
Okay.
So it's never come
So it's a
down,
little
it's never come up.
conflicting.
And at one point, they had the name of the contractor that was supposed to be dealing with it.
okay.
However, they took that down, and so you can't call that contractor anymore. So it's never come
Well,
down.
hold on. Let me do this, because this is related, but it's not the matter on the table. So let's do this.
Right,
Give me a minute, we're just gonna dispose of this business, and then we'll come right back and
right,
we'll.
cause
we'll
does this have anything to do with the cannabis? Cause you started out with that and then you got to the shed.
Well, it's all on the same block, my
That's all I'm saying,
dear.
that's all.
It's all on the same block.
Understood.
It's
Right,
Union
right.
Street
But if
between
the
Nostrum
scaffolding
and
working, then would the
Rogers.
cannabis thing
But-
be okay?
I think what many of our residents feel is that these items all combined make a little bit of a perfect storm of vulnerability, of concern.
Right,
Where we're
right.
worried about the high schoolers hanging out in this area, we're worried about the scaffolding, but all together, we're sort of worried also about the presence of
And it's
this.
all on the same block, Hart.
Okay.
You've got the place where they wanna put the cannabis dispensary, and right across the street is the shed. So we've been trying to deal with this for many years. And I can't understand why it could be considered that we have a preparatory college school, Mega Evers there at the corner. You know, and these children, when they come out of school, because they don't have a gym, that's a whole nother thing. They come and they buy their Chinese food, but they love the pizza place and the Munchies place. So they come there and they run up our block, but they hang out there where you wanna put the dispensary, and they hang out there right where the shed is. So it's one thing across from the other. And we have, one last thing, we have been talking about this, many of the residents on the block, for a long time. That's why I asked for Mia. So these people here, when we come to the office, we never see them. You see, so we're trying to deal with the people who are here all the time, who can help us, because this has been an ongoing thing all the time.
No, understood.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so let me do this, and then we're gonna come right back and we're gonna discuss this, because this is an issue. I mean, I wanna keep the application separate, and I think this is gonna kind of deal with this as well, but then I wanna deal with the issues that you're dealing with in terms of the quality of life. and everything that's going on. So,
But do you wanna talk about the application
So,
specifically?
dispensary, I heard that within 500 feet of the, 500 feet of the school, there can't be a, outlet, so I haven't measured it, but I think it's 2 blocks, so it might be.
But it's door to door.
So it might be.
500-foot rule?
Yeah, it's still door to door.
It's door to door.
No,
It's
what I
not
think is they said,
cross-slide.
I wanna say that it's the same thing as the liquor licenses, where you just put a pin, if it's anywhere within a 500-foot
No,
radius.
it's door to door.
Straight line or
Straight line, door to
something,
door.
yeah.
Yeah, straight line, door to door.
So that's,
So-
that check's already been done, I guess.
I believe
remember
it is
that.
within these
It's a straight
500 feet.
line. But it
I
ha-
grew up
so-
with meters, so I'm more
Right.
comfortable with meters, but I believe it's within 500 feet.
But it's door to door, so if their door is on Union.
Yeah, that's the problem.
Their door is
It's
on.
on
Well-
no strings, it's you're getting
So
extra,
it's-
extra.
Extra 30
Well,
feet.
well, let's do this, let's do this. So, both of the applications for this evening were carried over from last month. And we've already had an issue where the thing we don't want to do as a board is let these things hang out, because then they become automatic things, if it goes to, if we miss our window. We reached out to the applicants, we reminded them that they were tabled from last month and we expected them to come, and there was no response. So, I think we need to be consistent as a community, where it's like, again, to the point, if you don't show up for these things, there's no way we can give you, we can say we have no objection to you coming to do business. Because if you start off on that note, I can't see a world where it gets better.
Right, but I think
And
one
the
of
other
them
thing-
came last month, but she was saying that
She
she
came,
was
but there was an
still
issue with her
being
application.
Right.
She had an issue with her application,
Right,
but
she
and
said
she
her
was told,
preschool just opened up, right?
right,
So it wasn't that she was negligent, I think it's more that she was really more or less here, she was just saying that doesn't know if she's gonna reapply until she finds.
But it was a
another
wrong license. She came to us and everything was incorrect.
Exactly.
Yeah, so that was wrong. The other thing that I would add for this, like this person didn't even fill out our questionnaire, right? That we have the applicants that they normally do, so even based on that, just for us to have additional information about the operator and about the store and the kind of questions that we do ask, that's missing with this, so for me,
Hey, listen,
it's a.
and I could even understand if there's an issue, a problem, or whatever else, but if you're not responsive,
Yeah,
that's not
listen,
even.
right now we can do that, but if they reapply, you guys need to pay attention.
Well, yeah, let's touch, we'll touch on that in a second. So at this point, what I would like to do is I will entertain a motion, that the board send a letter of objection to the Office of Cannabis Management for both applicants, because they have not responded to our inquiries and they have not attended any of the scheduled public hearings. Do I have that motion?
Yes.
I have moved by Ms. Maxwell, do I have a second?
Yes.
Seconded by Ms. Ward. All right, any questions?
How do we learn about?
Oh, we're gonna come to you in a second. We're gonna
If they reapply, you're saying, how do you find out now? that
How do we find out that they don't get approval?
The
or
Office of
get
Cannabis,
approval?
the Office of Cannabis Management, they had a meeting today, they meet, like maybe every 3-4 weeks. I would just go on their website, all of their meetings are live, and you can kind of go back and look at it. Today's meeting was long, I didn't get to catch, all of it,
I
but
think it's a lot though to go back on, for them to go every month, whatever. Is there a way of finding out if they
Why can't I
Well,
mean, but
well, the
they're-
district office, we can
they're
reach out,
meetings,
well,
why
well,
can't you just put
well,
it out?
here's what we'll do.
It takes an hour in the meeting.
The main thing is gonna be this, is after the board votes on this, we're gonna follow this one as well, just to confirm with OCM what's going on with this. My understanding is gonna be a minute, because there is a backlog, so you can backlog with this, so it does take some time. But I think specifically because of the issues, and again, I don't want this to be something where it's like, this gets ignored. We can't have this where it's like, if you're not even gonna come and respect the community and come out, I don't see how you can possibly do this.
And the only other thing, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you, that I want to flag for you, that this is a card applicant. And so card applicants, they have 2 years in which to complete everything. So if this person, because they didn't give us any information, like, I don't know what date they received their application.
It
So,
seems like they applied and they said, let's just have it,
right,
then we'll
but
figure
for
out
example,
what
we
to
don't
do.
know the date, right? So they're a card applicant,
Right.
so their license has probably expired or is about to expire. So they will have to like go through the system, OCM all over again. So it's a card applicant, right? And so I don't know, it seemed like they might have been 22, because it
22,
says
right,
22.
yeah.
So their license is about to expire. I'm not, I have to go back and look on my own, but it seems like their license is about to expire. If their license expires, they need to kind of go through the application process again.
You're talking about the shed place?
No, we're
No,
talking
no,
about
no,
that.
this is about that,
Oh,
yeah.
this
We
is-
have to,
oh,
we have to first talk about what's on
Addresses
our,
on
our
our-
schedule.
Can OCM approve a dispensary over the objection of the community board?
They can,
Yes,
they
yes.
can, and this is to be clear, and I wanna make sure that we're measured as well. We are advisory, our opinion is advisory.
Yes.
But we've been told they take our opinions,
Consideration.
into account.
Yeah.
So I wanna be very clear in terms of, and this is something that we're talking about as a board for all these, for all these applications, we need to make sure people are gonna be good neighbors. It starts with come and engage the neighbors, and if that hasn't even been
Do
satisfied.
they look at the school situation, or do they have an
There's-
on-site where they realize
They are
that
supposed
every
to.
day
There are a number
50
of-
kids hanging out in front of the pizza place?
Well, no,
and they-
that's something separate, and we'll talk about that in a
It's,
moment.
you call it the perfect
And
storm.
let me do this, let me do this,
I would call it like
so let me do this, let me call
fuel on
a
fire.
question. So, all right, so is there any objection to adopting this recommendation, letter of objection on both applications?
No objection.
No objection? Okay, that passes, we'll make sure that goes to the office. The recommendation is gonna go to the board for you to understand is that the committee's gonna send the recommendation to the board's gonna vote on it. And if the board votes in favor of adopting this recommendation, a letter will go to the Office of Cannabis Management saying, no, the community board, we're not in favor of these applications, they should be rejected.
We don't do this a lot, so it's something when
Yeah.
they get such a letter
Letter of
from us, they
recommendation.
Because
should
what's
reject it.
important is that we have a school, it's a preparatory school of black children who we wanna make sure become successful. This neighborhood, Union Street, I can't tell you, I was there, off and on, my parents own a home there, very involved in the community. So we have new people coming in, a diverse community. New babies, they're just getting ready to walk. I see them every day, and they're building their homes. They spend a lot of money on these homes on Union Street. They have made an investment because it's too expensive to live in the city, which is preferable, and in Park Slope,
Preferable,
which is preferable.
Excuse me.
But now they're
Crown
here,
Heights.
now they're here in Crown Heights, and Lord knows, because the zoning is all confused, I don't know what they're gonna call Crown Heights next. But we want these people to feel welcome, because they come in and they're contributing to what my parents did, and, the people before. Keeping our houses, paying our property taxes, and these children are my concern. My cousin used to say, Cheryl, they're smoking reefer anyway. I mean, whatever, but not on the block, not where our parents and grandparents and elderly people and the little babies who are learning how to walk and talk, they can't even come out and ride their bikes because these kids are acting crazy. So that is my main concern, and that shed, it provides shelter for them when they're skipping school and they put their hoodies on and I look at them and they think they're hiding, but I know that if their parents knew they were out there smoking reefer, besides this dispensary that they wanna put up, they think they're hiding. If their parents knew, because this is supposed to be a good school for them to go to, they'd be outraged. So we want to kind of contain it and stop it and allow these new people moving in and who are rebuilding our community to feel safe and feel good about living here. You can find a liquor store on every corner from Williamsburg all the way out to Flatbush on Nostrand Avenue. And they have the luxurious marijuana dispensaries in Manhattan. Oh, it's 3 levels and you can go and watch movies and they have lights and all this beautiful stuff. What are you going to put there at that little place that used to be a comic place? They dump you know.
It's frustrating.
I just
You
have a
had a meeting
question.
with the church?
Yeah, that's what my
Well,
impression is.
yeah, let's go back to this now.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
the OCM piece, we'll see what happens. It should be taken out of it.
Right.
But you have a public safety quality
You
of
have a
life
different
issue,
problem,
which is
right?
why
Right.
which is why I want to thank you for coming here this evening, because it's good for us to know that. So that way we can do what we can do, you know, what we need to do in terms of supporting you around that. That is a public safety issue. It's a health issue. There's a bunch of things going on with that. Let me ask this. Have you reported it to, are there 311 complaints,
Right.
complaints to NYPD about this or anything like that?
So,
No, the reason why we're saying it is not because something will be done, but we have
Oh,
to.
exactly, it's
But-
not because something will be done.
Well,
That's the
I
thing.
I feel your pain, but we need to have reports that 311 were called and called.
Yeah, we'll start writing down records. I used to write them down.
Yes.
I need to
Yeah,
start
that's, so
writing
that's
these down
very
with
important.
paper.
Keep calling them, and that's
Absolutely.
the first thing you have to do. That's the first thing you have to do. You just have to show a record. That's it. Not that I'm saying 301 is coming or doing it, but we have to show
Have a record.
you did your due diligence,
Yes,
and that's what we have
Write
we
it
need
down.
that. Right. we
yes,
need
yeah,
the log.
I wanted to let the member,
Keep a log.
Yeah, on that note, not only the NYPD, every scaffolding, as far as I know, should have a permit.
Correct.
Right.
Have you tried reporting this to the Department of Buildings?
yeah,
Yes.
And what is the feedback from them?
So it has been inspected at least once, and that was when it was still actually, yes,
So it does have
an
so-
ineligible permit,
so it-
but it has since expired, and we have reported to 311. I have not seen the status of if they ever deployed someone to inspect again.
Well, you
It
know,
is-
you
it
can
is now
just
lapsed and
go
no
to the
longer valid.
DOB, search and, just
Yes.
put the address in.
Yep,
And
no, so
that's
I'd be
it.
happy to give a summary for the committee of the many DOB violations that the church currently has active on it very quickly. So there's definitely more than $100,000 in DOB fines currently on the property. Most of these are related to boilers not being inspected and elevators not being inspected
They don't have the money.
over several decades.
Very simple.
I'd say in general, we have reported this to 311 repeatedly. I've spoken to sanitation inspection officers. Feedback I get from them is we don't typically like to give citations to places of worship. We have spoken to the, I forget what the official term is for the officers of the precinct that are of the community outreach officers.
Right.
We've told them about this issue, and of course, with their lens, it's just if there's an active crime, call 911. Which that's like a directive that we share with our residents, and we try to do that, right? But
Do you have a record of all this? Like, there's a
You
record?
gotta write it down.
You gotta start
You
writing
gotta
down.
do
Keep
it
a log.
every time.
Are
That's
you in the
right.
71st
That's so
precinct?
important.
yes, I believe so.
Right.
Yes,
They have
really
officers there
important.
who,
Every person you speak to, you get their name,
Yes.
and their some kind of ID number. Every
Yes.
person, because you've done so much,
Right.
but it's all hearsay. Do you understand what I'm saying? We don't have anything. You
Well,
know.
if I'd written,
Keep
definitely lists would be important, and also I think creating that record in the city system is very important. I
It
just
is.
want to
Yes,
acknowledge
it
that.
is.
I think something we've also been trying to do for some time is try to have a collaborative approach with the church and not a competitive one. So we didn't necessarily want all 60 of our resident members to all be going through shifts, calling 311 every day, trying to just attack the church
Right.
on an all-out war. What we were hoping to do is to reach out to them in a spirit of collaboration, which we have repeatedly done. And I am happy to say that we have reached a recent breakthrough with the pastor, whom multiple of our residents have personally texted many times, and he has agreed to meet with us in the coming
Who's
weeks.
the pastor?
The pastor is
Jeffrey.
Roy, I think it's Roy Jeffries, I believe is his name.
Maybe we can get them to come down here next month.
Well, listen, I mean, have you already scheduled your meeting?
We have not yet finalized that schedule. It has been a challenge to pin that down, but we are doing our best to do that. I would be happy to provide an
Does
update.
he have a board? Does he have a board, or is it or the buck stops by him, or what? Because he might meet with him and I'll say, well,
It's a fair question. I can't comment necessarily on, I don't necessarily know
Yeah.
Okay.
the structure of the congregation.
Well, let me start by saying this. First of all, I really appreciate your attitude in terms of you're trying to resolve this.
right.
So, to the point, it's not, you're not trying to
In a
bury them.
non-confrontational
Exactly.
way.
So I appreciate that. You and the neighborhood, I commend you for that. If there's anything we can do with respect to that conversation in terms of helping with that, please do not hesitate to let me know.
Well,
We
I
can
don't
make
know
sure.
if Michael Corley, I don't know if you know his name.
The
But
name sounds
he
familiar.
has been dealing with Mia. And we've gotten that on our WhatsApp. So, she's been helping out and he's been dealing with Mia and.
Then you've already got the big guns working on this.
Yes, so,
You've already got the big guns working on this. But if
Okay.
there's anything to, in my capacity as chair for the board and the district manager, if you need us to get more directly involved, I'm here for you. We will do that and we will do that.
So I think probably our plan is to meet with the pastor and see how that goes, because I think we didn't want to escalate with letters to various DOB deputy folks
No,
and
understood.
things until we had done that.
But it's 4 years.
Right, it's been a long time and
I think you've been patient.
Yes,
I think I appreciate that a lot. I think that's
Yeah.
fair.
You know what I mean?
But if there's any other thoughts from the committee on other steps we could take or escalation pathways that would be productive, I think it'd be great to hear them.
I think the best step is the best first step is what you're already doing in terms of let's have this meeting with the pastor and the church to understand what their issues are and make sure you reiterate what your issues are. It's like the safety issues here. The kids are hanging out there. There's a whole bunch of stuff going on there. It's creating a dangerous
Yeah,
situation.
why is this scaffold up? Are you doing something or is
No.
it just, that's
They're
it?
not,
So that's your first question, like what's your plan?
I spoke with him once on the phone, so I sent him text messages and he came but like never reacted to my message. I showed you the video, that was one I sent to him. It was about the shed, and I believe this shed in this form is only up for 2 years. I think it was down for a while, and this shed that we have is 2 years, because when I moved here, there was no shed. I
When
don't
did
think
you
there was a
move?
shed 4 years ago. So anyhow, I spoke with him, he called me back, basically, he called me saying, stop to send these text messages. I
He said
took-
stop sending text messages?
because I was sending him pictures and videos of how loitered the space under the, and I asked him, can you please clean up at least under the shed?
Well, here's the thing.
So, but
Let's
he
give
kind
the
of told me
conversation.
he doesn't.
I want to give the conversation.
Wait,
It's
so,
not safe.
so what did
He
he
said
say?
we
Did he
don't
tell
have
you,
the money.
oh, he said we don't have money?
Yeah.
Who's we?
The church.
The church. So that-
Right, so
yeah.
my question is there a whole board? And then he's gonna, when you meet with him, say, oh, well, it's really not me, I has to discuss with the board.
but that's why we want the community board to help us, because the questions that you have, we may not know how to ask them.
And that's fine.
So we need your help, because we're reaching out to him. Michael Corley has spoken to him on the phone. You know, we need
Is
your
Michael
help.
Corley a neighbor?
Yeah,
He's one of our neighbors. He's also
He's
our
in real
treasurer.
estate, so he knows.
He's a longtime board member of the Block Association. He's
If
also
you had Michael Corleone, maybe.
That's what we really need.
Exactly.
I wouldn't have these problems.
Stop
I
it.
wanna talk to him. So,
Maybe one question for the committee is,
Yes.
I do think probably the wall we're gonna hit is one of resourcing on the part of the congregation. At least that's possible, that's what we speculate, right? I think the problem is that they just do not have the funding to do the repairs to the brick wall that they need to do in order to make it safe for pedestrians. So that's why the scaffold has to remain. And so I think, I'm just curious if there's resources for congregations, or, because I think the inevitable place that we always end up is maybe they have to sell the property
Right.
and they just can't afford to keep it up.
Or they have to rent out
And
part
that's
of
where I
it.
think the city comes in, because Mayor Adams had this whole thing, bring down the sheds. So they must have some type of communication where they tell these owners, you do this, you can do it this way, or you lose the building. I think that, you know, the upper echelon helps these people, like the pastor, they don't have any money. They come to a resolution and bring down the sheds. Because he's brought down a whole lot of sheds in Manhattan, and I wonder, did he forget about Brooklyn? So, you know what I'm
Well,
saying?
you only have 2 more months and then you can complain about the
He's a new
next
guy.
one.
Well, here's the thing. I mean, and not to, that I want to cut the conversation short, but I think these are a lot of questions rather than speculate.
Just have it in the comment.
Just have it in the conversation. We'll get to the table and we'll find out,
Right.
and we'll figure out what the next steps are going to be from there.
Okay.
But
But
and
I
in-
would
and-
take
and in-
notes in the
yeah.
meeting.
And in the
Take notes.
interim, if you guys are experiencing issues, please let us know. So 311, if it rises to the lake, if you need to have police there, please let us know. I know. Let us know.
One second, wasn't there, didn't we have all these people cut quality of life We had a brand new.
Right.
Community
the-
affairs,
all the
Exactly.
some
precincts
offices,
came
but they
in,
could free
yeah,
offices.
so,
I will go back there.
yeah, go
So,
back,
yeah.
there's a brand new department that they opened up now, they came here to represent it.
And we can make that introduction as well, so it's like, you know,
You got no
there's,
tea as no.
it's
It's
quality of
the
life.
Q teams, the quality
At
of
the
life
seventy-first
teams.
Yeah.
precinct, and you make them aware of the issue, and they'll
That's
come
supposed to be
around.
their new job.
It'll be on their,
Great, that's a
on
really
their
good
route
output
to,
actually.
like,
Yeah.
So we can
go-
double track this, right? We'll talk to
Yeah.
the pastor, but we'll also already make.
Either
Yeah,
through
yeah,
311 or if you contact the precinct directly
Yeah,
and ask for
contact the
quality of
precinct,
life.
yeah, and tell them we were by the community board meeting, was the safety.
Go there.
Committee, and we were told that you met with them, and there's a whole quality of life department now that you opened up, and we have a huge concern for our quality of life for our, that's.
And we have to write
Thank you so
down
much.
the day
Yeah,
and who
yeah.
we spoke to
Yes.
and what time.
Yeah,
Do
do
that
that.
every time.
Yeah, write
Make a log.
everything, you have to write it,
Always
listen,
keep a
I
paper
call a customer service person, the first thing I ask is, what's your name?
That's right.
Because they don't give it. Years
I
ago,
write down
they
the
used to say,
date.
hi, this is
Yeah,
Cheryl, how can I help you?
Yeah,
But
whatever, I say date,
gotta pull
what's
it
your
out.
name, please, and
Exactly.
you just, it's just for you, it's just a smart move, thing to do, cause you need to have records of this.
Okay.
I know anything that we have, any complaint that comes in, not only to this committee, but if it comes into the office in general, the first thing they ask is, do you have a record of your 311 calls?
Well, 311 has to.
Yeah, don't they have it?
No, but you
Or
have to,
we can FOIA them.
yeah, but you have to show that you
Well,
have to.
311 information is easy to get. Now, the only problem, this is me ranting a little bit. The one problem with 311 is that, yes, there's a record that you called, but what they did with it is the problem.
That's
And
right.
what the district office is good at doing is if they have the 311 number,
Correct.
they can call directly and find out, what did you do?
Right.
And that's the kind of communication we want to have in terms of being able to
Because
have
they
that.
give you a
account.
ticket number every single time you.
Right,
Yes.
every
Yes.
time,
I do this all the
Exactly.
time for cars that are.
every time,
Yes.
yeah, double,
Yes.
yeah, exactly.
And what can, I'm sorry, what can the quality of life committee do, or what can we ask them to do?
Well, here's the thing, so depending on what you're talking about is happening, so I mean, if you are seeing, like you said, you know, you already have videos of the lewd activities and that stuff, quality of life team, they can
That's
come out
right.
and handle that stuff.
Yes.
If it's
So-
on their radar and they're gonna come 2 or 3 times a week,
Right,
I would think that the people that are coming there all the time, they're just gonna move to another
and you know,
place,
listen,
you know? Like,
if you have-
they're used to coming here.
if
They
you have
don't
officers
stop
coming
it.
around, if they know that there's
So-
officers that come around every few
Yeah,
hours
yeah.
shining a flashlight,
Yeah,
they stop going.
yeah.
So that might alleviate some of that. Some of the other stuff, with the kids, that might be more conversations that we have to have in
It's
terms of
very
that.
important because, you know, we talk about these are our future, you know, and I'm done with them running up like crazy on the stoops. They're on people's stoops, you know, and the guys are chasing the girls and they're rumbling, and that's because they have no gymnasium in the place. But that happened
Oh,
years
you
ago
think
when I
because
moved
if they
back
have a
home.
gymnasium, they won't chase the girls?
You know,
That's
They'll be more fit.
amazing, so I don't know about that part.
they need to let go of that energy before they come out. And I hate to see them, now they've got a dispensary, because they're smoking reefer anyway.
Yeah.
Like putting in.
Wait, so that's legal, so that's legal, so you can't even say.
Well, not for the kids, not for the kids now.
Yeah.
There's a
They're all high
If
spray,
school.
they're- Oh, there's the high schoolers, right?
Yeah, the high schoolers.
there's a spray that I use when I had a problem similar to that, right? It's
Gas
called,
spray?
it's called Skunkum.
Oh, no.
This is a bottle of pure skunk
Oh, no.
spray. You mix it with a little water,
No,
you spray it over there, and I guarantee you they will not be there anymore.
No, that becomes another quality of life issue right there. Okay, all right, so listen, so I don't want to belabor the point. But I think we have at least some initial steps that we can take in terms of addressing. So let Dante, let the district office know, and I will try do my best to attend as well. We'll get those first meetings. If there's any immediate issues, quality of life team, they can come and take care of those things.
Yeah.
And we'll work on the rest of it as well. We'll build on that. We'll try.
And
to
one last
Your
thing,
next move is see what's going on with the pastor, and then you'll know how to move forward after. If you see it's a dead end, you're like,
It's,
okay.
I'm speculating, but I think it's a dead end
Yeah,
because they
and
don't
then
have
you
the
have to
funding,
be,
they don't
start
have
being
the
a little
resources to fix
aggressive,
it.
that's it, you're not, it's over, the politeness is, it's 4 years over, you know what I mean? I
And
get
when-
it, he doesn't have money, I mean, we all feel his pain, he doesn't have money, it's a church, we get it, but what's your plan? Like, okay, are you gonna rent a part of your church, are you gonna, you can't just say forever you don't have money. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying, and meanwhile, the neighborhood is suffering.
And one last thing, I know I talk a lot, but I know that our Jewish community, because I've been here, my parents are very active in the community and schools and all that stuff. The Jewish community is very tight, and they take care of their own. And they make sure that nothing like this is happening over there. And it's a few blocks over there. So I would love to see our community boards and all of our Zelda Myers and all the people take care of us as well, because we have to stand strong just like them. And I believe something's going on at the Army Plaza, and a whole lot of the young Jewish people were coming by, and they said, "Good evening, how are you? Good evening, how are you?" It's so beautiful and so pleasant. So we want our children to feel that same way too. And if we don't say, "There's no way we want a dispensary over there," put it on the, where there are lots of stores, you know, commercial, put that dispensary somewhere, because there's nothing else we need to bring the black children down. And it's not only, they have a few trying to be diverse, but I'm done with it. I'm done with it. My parents worked every single day, and Saturdays and Sundays to keep that house. When they moved in, they were one of the only blacks in that community. And they worked hard every day. So I am glad they are at peace, they worked hard, and they're in heaven. But I promised my dad, he said, "Cheryl, you're gonna take care of that?" I said, "Because I'm the only child." I said, "Yes, Daddy." And, you know, I'm so glad they're not here to see what I see. So we need, if we can contain these young black kids who have all this energy and not add another liquor store or another weed dispensary. You know, years ago, if we smoked reefer, we'd go to the park. These kids come and they fight on the block, they kick each other's butts, they run up and down like wild animals. And that's what the other people say, "Oh, they're wild animals."
Which other people?
And they're not. They just have a lot of energy, and they need to be contained.
You're missing the
Thank
point.
you.
You're missing the point. First of all, we're all diversified here.
What?
We're all here. We're sitting by this committee. We care about you.
Yeah, I'm glad to see you this time. But I've come into those doors several times, and I've never seen any of you. So, you know,
So you're
I don't
welcome
know,
to
but that's just me.
Okay, no, you're welcome to come
That's
every
why
month.
we're here, so.
But
Yeah.
we are here,
Yeah.
but listen,
Yeah.
but
So
we're here
we're
today.
good.
We're
Yeah,
here
we're
today.
here today, and
We're
I'm
here
glad
to
I'm
connect,
here.
And we're gonna continue the
Thank you for
conversation.
listening to me.
All right.
Had to
I
get it
just
out.
have a number, right? You didn't get it from me.
Is this the skunk stuff again?
No. Hey, I told you how to get rid of them. I told you how to get rid of them. This is Detective Trim, right? He's at the 71st.
Okay.
He's
Trim?
Trim, like
Like Trump?
Trim. Yeah.
Was he the one that gave us his card?
No, he didn't come to that meeting. He's like he does the build the block meetings, the NYPD build the block, and he's working out here because I call 311 a lot. He doesn't like the 311 reports, so you know, let him know that you attended one of his meetings a while ago, and he gave you the number, and you said if you ever had any problems or whatever. But you are in the
Yeah, just say you got your number.
71st. Yeah.
Okay.
I don't want him to
Custodian
know
person.
that I'm giving his number.
No,
out.
it's go
Then don't give out his number.
You'll be
So,
alive.
well, let's do this. Let's do this.
Found his number.
We'll make sure that there's a connection.
Ready?
Hold on. Let's do this. Because I don't wanna, we're already doing great on time. Let's do this.
Right.
Let's conclude, because I think we've
Yeah.
already reached the end of the agenda. The only thing I'll say is this, one last piece in terms of still working on the wireframe. I reached out to my counterparts. I think one of the open questions we have is, what times are the people doing for their liquor licenses?
Right.
So I wanted to have that information so that way we can kind of benchmark as well.
Do we have it? You have?
No, I
Oh.
reached out to my counterparts at my other chairs in other
Okay,
districts,
great.
so when I get that information, we're gonna try and.
Meaning other community boards?
Yeah, boards and Brooklyn, yeah.
Okay,
Just to
good.
kind of get a sense of what.
Yes,
when they're
if we
closing.
all
That
had,
makes
if we all had the same thing, if it.
All
that-
on one accord.
Exactly, that
Right.
would be
Well,
perfect.
we don't need to be at one accord, I just
Well,
want
it's
to
not
know what they're doing.
necessarily one
No,
accord,
no, but
you
if
know.
we all had something close by, it would make sense, because we're all on the same, we're all on board the same time. same thing, I think it makes sense.
So definitely we're looking to get that information. All right, so with that, that is all I have. We have completed our agenda. Are there any items that we need to discuss? Any other business? Okay, hearing none, we're going to adjourn the meeting. The time is now 8:12 p.m. Everyone, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So
Mia?
happy I came.
Now you can.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you.
So,
Meet every month.
what you're saying,
I just
don't
have some
make it
ideas,
another
which I'm sure
hobby, but then you
you
know
have.
you got because you're just.
Yeah, this is-
I say it.
Yes,
Why don't you-
once you
yes.